Well, today is January 2020, and I turned the news on today, and today's the day we've been waiting for because today is the day that labor organizations from all over the country, all the way from New York to LA, are going out on strike for 8 minutes and 46 seconds at noon in their respective time zones. So, what is the union doing embedding themselves with the Black Lives Matter movement? This is nothing new, folks. This has been happening for years. And here's the rub. A lot of the workers that are doing it actually support the movement, but they have no clue, absolutely no clue, that it's actually a ploy from the unions to recruit new members. You see what they're doing here is they're blasting to the entire country that they're relevant again. They have to be relevant to recruit. And they do that by latching on to social movements that have a huge emotional connection. The more emotional it is, the more successful the unions are. And it doesn't just happen here in the United States. And it isn't a new thing. So let's take a little look through history here real quick. Just a couple of examples. Occupy Wall Street had nothing to do with the labor unions. But they managed to wedge themselves into the movement and had some success. Way back with the Battle of Seattle, the unions got involved. Heck, here in the States, the unions even created a social movement and funded it with the Fight for 15 through the SEIU. Then you look at other countries where you don't really expect this kind of behavior. You have France. They've been involved with protests for the last year or two. Look at Arab Springs. Look at Hong Kong just recently before COVID. This is nothing new, and it's not something that's just done here in the United States. See, the unions, what a lot of people don't know, have coalitions all around the world. And unions work together all around the world. So it's no surprise. Look at in 2019, the strikes that happened all over the world. It didn't happen in a vacuum. That was well planned, and it was done by the unions, and it definitely had an effect. So what do you, Mr. Business Owner, or Mr. Supervisor, Mr. Manager, Mr. CEO, what do you have to do to protect yourself? Because there is a wave of organizing happening right now. This wave of organizing started with COVID, this underground wave of organizing, because there was a whole lot of fear and strong emotions leads employees to signing union cards. It's the times of desperations when the union is the most successful that they can be. So what do? Well, at a bare minimum, first thing you got to do, communicate with your employees. I've talked about that ad nauseum. You have to communicate with your employees and have good relationships. But you also have to train your supervisors and train them well, and it's not a one and done thing. People that run businesses really don't see union avoidance training as an investment. Well, let me clarify that real quick. If you are successfully unionized, your cost of doing business is going to go up. It's going to go up somewhere between 20 and 35%. That's based on a study that was done by a gentleman named Leo Troy out of Cornell University, where he took all the financial factors into having a union and came up with an actual cost of doing business. So, what do you get out of the training? Your supervisors know what they can and can't say, and then they know what they can and can't do. I mean, think about this for a second. If you're watching this and you know nothing about unions, wouldn't it seem normal and absolutely natural to walk out onto the floor if you're a supervisor or a manager and say something like the following? Why do you guys want a union? Who's going to the union hall? What can I do to make this go away? Who's signing union cards? all of those things can get you in trouble. There's a whole bunch of things, a whole list of things that can get you in trouble. Some of them are so egregious that if you reach the point of a petition, that the NLRB will say, you're not even getting a vote. You're going straight to bargaining. So it's very important that your supervisors are educated. So for more information, call me at 313-914-2017 or email me at bcarroll, CARROLL, at pslabor.com for more information. And I'll see you next week on Employee Relations Words of Wisdom.